My dear students, I hope you all are doing well at your home and preparing for your exams. So, students, as you all know, your school are closed at this time, so that is why I'm here with a revisional video lecture. So, students, in this video, we will revise our chapters, okay, that I had already explained you in your class. So, students, firstly, we will revise chapter 7, the foods of India. Okay? So, students, as you all know, India is a land of diversity, and the people of India speak different languages and wear different kinds of clothes. Okay? They also belong from the different states, the different places. Okay? So, the type of food they eat in are also different from each other. Okay? So, students, the food, the grains, vegetables, and fruit the people eat in different regions are very from each other. Okay, so students, here I'm here with a question bank for you. You can see we will revise our chapters with the help of question banks. Okay, so here you can see these are some important questions from your chapter. Okay, so firstly we will see the fill in the blanks of chapter number 7. Okay, so the first sentence is in the first exercise fill in the blanks is fruits such as dash and dash and dash are grown in Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. So, students, what kind of fruits? What are the name of the fruits that are grown in Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh? Okay, so here you have to write the name of the fruits that are grown in Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so here are three fruits. Here are three main fruits that are grown in Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh in mountain regions that are apple, peaches, and apricots. Okay, so these are three main fruits. Okay, uh, let's move on to the next sentence, and the next one is Nagpur is famous for its dash. So, as you all know, students, if you will ask to your older elders, okay, they will also told you that Nagpur is very famous for its oranges. Okay, so the oranges that comes from Nagpur are very sweet. Okay, and Nagpur is very famous for its oranges. Is that clear? Okay, now let's move on to the next. And the next one is dash and dash are cereals. Okay, so here you can write any two cereals name, okay, that you know, that you are aware about. Okay, so very common two cereals are rice and wheat. Okay, so you can write rice and wheat. Okay, so what is the spelling of rice? You all know the spelling of rice is RICE, rice, and the spelling of wheat is WHEAT, wheat. Is that clear? Okay, let's move on to the next exercise, and the next one is choose the correct answer. Okay, so in this exercise what you have to do, so you have to do one thing, you have to choose the correct answer. Okay, firstly you have to read the full sentence. Okay, and then you have to look at the three options that are given below, and then you have to choose the correct one and you have to tick on that. Is that clear? Okay, so first one is this state is one of the main producer of vegetables. So students, when I explained you this chapter, I told you about it. So the West Bengal is the state that is the main producers of vegetables. Okay, so most of the vegetables produced in West Bengal. Is that clear? Okay, now let's move on to the next one. And the next one is the following is a cereal. Okay, the following is a cereal. So here again three options are given and you have to choose the correct one and you have to tick on that. Is that clear? So the correct answer is wheat. Rajma is not a cereal. Tuar is also not a cereal, so wheat is the correct answer. Okay, so as I told you earlier, rice and wheat are cereals. Okay, so here you will tick on the wheat. Is that clear? So let's move on to the next exercise. So in this exercise we will see some question answers of these chapters. Okay, so these are some important question answers of this chapter that I already taught you in the class. So now we are revising these question answers. Okay, and you have to learn these question answer. Okay, so the first one is, how are fruits and vegetables transported from one state to another in India? Okay, so students, as you all know, in India, if you have to transport fruits or vegetables or anything uh, in large quantity, so you will have to transport it by the road or by the rail. Is that clear? So you have to, if you have to transport it by the land medium, okay, so what you will have to do, you will have to transport it by the road or the by rail. Is that clear? So the fruits, so answer will be, so the answer will be, fruits and vegetables are transported from one state to another by road or by rail. Is that clear? So the answer of this question is very easy, it's very understood, okay? Because from one state to another, there are large quantity of fruits and vegetables that are produced in a particular state. As it's sent in different state. So it's sent by the road or by the rail. Okay, is that clear? So let's move on to the next. And the next one is, why do people of northern and northwestern India eat more roti than rice? So students, as you all know, people eat the things that are produced in a particular place in large quantity. Okay, so if you in a if in a place or in a state the rice is producing in a large quantity, so how can the people of that place will eat roti? Okay, how can the people of this place eat chapati or roti? Okay, so so the answer of this question will be, because the climate of this region helps producing more wheat than rice. Okay, so the climate of northwestern, okay, this region means here it is northwestern India. Okay, here it is talking about northern and northwestern India. Okay, so the climate of the northwestern and northern India, the climate helps to producing more wheat. Okay, so here the climate is such type that helps to produce more wheat than rice. Okay, so that is why the people of northern and northwestern India eat eat more chapati than rice. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. And the next question is, which items make up the staple Indian diet? Okay, so which items make up the main Indian diet? Okay, what are the part of our daily diet, our main diet? Okay, so as you all know, we eat on the daily basis rice, wheat, pulses, vegetables. Okay, so we eat lots of things. Okay, but the mainly we eat the rice, wheat, pulses and vegetables. Okay, this is the our it is our staple diet that we eat in our daily basis life. Okay, whether a person is rich or poor, whether the person is uh, a small kid or a, a older man, anyone, but it's our staple Indian diet. Okay, everyone eat this on daily basis. Is that clear? Whether they live in village or they live in cities. Okay, so on the daily basis we eat rice, wheat, pulses, and vegetables. So these four things are mainly we eat. So we will say that rice, wheat, pulses, and vegetables are staple Indian diet. Okay, is that clear? Okay, let's move on to the next question. And the next question is, in which part of India is fish commonly eaten? Okay, so as I told you earlier, if any region or any state fish is uh, people can find the people can have the fish very easily in very low price, or it is very available there, but there is no so available the grains, the cereals, so the people will eat fish in large quantity. Okay, they will eat only fish on their daily basis. Okay, so as you all know, fish is commonly eaten in coastal regions. Okay, coastal regions means where you can say where there the sea is near to the land. Okay, it is called the coastal region. Okay, so coastal regions of the India, fish is available in a very large quantity. Okay, so people used to eat the fish at their regions. Okay, for example, West Bengal, Assam, and the parts of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh and northern India, the people of these regions eat fish commonly. Okay, because they can find fish to have very easily. Okay, they find it too easier to eat the fish. Is that clear? So, students, these were our some important questions from the chapter number 7. So, let's move on to the next chapter, that is chapter number 8. Okay, and the name of this chapter is Traditional Indian Clothing. Okay, so in this chapter, we will read about the clothings, the dressing sense, the dressing style of our Indian people. Okay, so let's begin. So, students, as we read in the previous chapter, how people from different parts of India eat different kinds of food. So, here in this chapter, we will read about the kinds of clothes people in different parts of India wear. The kind of clothes the people wear also varies greatly from one place to another. So, as it as the foods the people eat varies greatly from one place to another, same as the clothes also varies greatly from one place to another. Okay, if any people live in UP, in the state of UP, Uttar Pradesh, so uh, he won't wear the same dress as the people of Himachal Pradesh or Kashmir will wear. Are you getting my point, students? So it is varies greatly from one place to another. Okay, so every state of India have their own clothes, have their own uh, traditional clothes. Okay, so let's so students, we will revise these chapters between these two three two three exercises. Okay, so the first one is choose the correct answer. Okay, so in this exercise, the first sentence is traditional clothes are those. Okay. So if you have to give the answer of this question, so firstly you will have to understand that what a traditional cloth is. Okay. What kind of clothes we call the traditional cloth. Okay. So students, a cloth that have been a part of our culture for a long time. Okay, any clothes that is a part of our culture for a long time, the people are wearing these clothes for a long time on the same place, so it will called the traditional cloth of that region, of that place, of that state. Is that clear? So the correct answer will be between these three options, you will have to choose the correct one, right? So the correct one is option number A, Okay, option A is the correct answer of this question. Okay, that have been a part of our culture for a long time is called our traditional cloth. Okay, for example, the women of India wearing the sari for a long time. Okay, you can say the thousands of years had been passed, the women of India wearing sari. Okay, so sari is now become our traditional clothes of India. Is that clear? So I hope you understood. Let's move on to the next one, and the next one is the suthan is worn in. Okay, so suthan is a kind of dress. It is similar to the shalwar kameez. So you have to choose the correct answer. Okay, between these three. Okay, first one is Kashmir, second one is Kerala, and third one is I mean to say option number C. Option C is Tripura. Okay, so the correct one is Kashmir. Okay, so suthan is a kind of dress that wear by the women of, or you can say the people of Kashmir. Okay, next one is the ghagra is a kind of. Okay, so now here if you have to answer these questions, firstly you will have to understand that what is the ghagra. Okay, so ghagra is a dress that is worn by the women of India. Okay, it is also a traditional cloth of India. Okay, so women is the ghagra is a kind of long skirt. Okay, it looks like long skirt. Okay, that is it called, it is a kind of long skirt. Okay, so here option C is the correct answer of this question. Is that clear? And as you all know, ghagra choli is the traditional cloth of the Rajasthan. Okay, these all things I had already explained you in the class, but now we are revising these things. Okay, so that you don't forget all these things. Okay, now move on to the next one is, and the next question is answer the following questions in one or two sentences. Okay, so you don't have to write a long paragraph, you just have to write only one or two sentences. Okay, you have to give the answer of these questions between two sentences. Okay, one or two sentences. So the question number one is, in which part of India do women usually wear salwar kameez? Okay, so students, here you have to know the what are the place where women usually wear salwar kameez. Okay, so the salwar kameez is the traditional dress of the women of Punjab, Haryana, and Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so these are the three states, you can say, where the women usually wear salwar kameez. Their traditional cloth is salwar kameez. Okay, they not usually wear sari, they not usually wear ghagra choli, they usually wear salwar and kameez. Okay, even in their wedding functions, in their festivals, or any important occasions. Okay, is that clear? Okay, now let's move on to the next one, and the next one is, what is the traditional costume of the women of Rajasthan? Okay, so as you all know, I told you earlier that the ghagra choli is the traditional costume of the women of Rajasthan. Okay, ghagra choli is the traditional costume of the women of the Rajasthan. Is that clear? So this thing is very important. Okay, this thing is very important that you should know what what are the states where a particular clothes are wearing by people. Okay, okay, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is, name a dress similar to ghagra choli that is worn by the people in South India. Okay, so a dress name that you have to tell, a dress name that is similar to ghagra choli. Okay, it means that looks like ghagra choli, and the people of South India wear it. Okay, so, as you know, here is a dress that names Pavadai Chatai. Okay, Pavadai Chatai is a dress similar to Ghagra Choli. It means it looks like Ghagra Choli, and it is worn by the people of South India. Okay, So this dress name, don't forget this dress name. Okay. And most of the students, I know most of the students know about it, because I told you in the class. Okay, next one is name some of the traditional costumes of Indian men. Okay, so here you have to see, you have to write some traditional costumes of Indian men that are worn by Indian men. Okay, so here you can write dhoti kurta, pajama kurta, and pagri and topi are the traditional costumes of men of India. Okay, and besides of it, the turban is also a traditional cloth of India, that is Indian men, that are worn by Indian men. Is that clear? So keep in mind what all the things you have learned in this class. Okay, and keep revising these things. Okay, so that you don't forget these things. These are things are very important in the point of view. If you will go in the next class, these all things will very helpful for you. Okay, so students, that's enough for today, and see you in the next video. So till then, bye bye, take care of yourself, and keep studying, keep preparing for your exams, and take care of yourself.